started. So I am excited to introduce our next amazing expert, Beverly. She is an energy light worker, intuitive, writer, and teacher. Her work is energy clearing, spiritual awakening, and heart-centered transformation. Her work births new freedoms to choose, expanded possibilities that align with your purpose. I love the feel of that. She is passionate about helping you step into your full potential. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful and dynamic Beverly Brunelle to the show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Beverly. You are very welcome. Excited to have you here.
Thank you.
Love that you brought flowers to the stage here too. It's perfect. It's like we coordinated. I love it. Well, I'm excited to welcome you today. And I wanted to start with why. Why is this work personally so important to you that you do in the world?
Oh, I have found so much personal relief, personal heartfelt experiences of myself and of my relationships through the work that was done with me in the beginning and over time, as close as, about 2 hours ago. There's so much coming at us, and there's so much we've been through that clouds and fogs our perception. And it's not just in our everyday living, but it's through our ancestry, through our birth process, our womb time, our early development, and it's all there making noise. And I have found so much more peace and a capacity to navigate through all that noise by doing the work with other people and by wanting to offer it to others and by experimenting. I love experimenting. What are we capable of? What are human beings capable of? And our world is, the TV, the media, our reading, our imagination. And there's so much more beyond that we have the power to play with, to join forces with, to let go of, to move out of our psyche so we can be more authentic with who we are. And I find that obviously very exciting.
Oh, I love that. I can feel your excitement and that experimenting and seeing and stretching and exploring. I love that. And you're right. We do have all of this noise and energy that is coming at us, and it can be hard to kind of find our way to navigate through that from our history, our ancestors, just all of it. So I love that you are taking a stand to help us in this space really navigate those waters. So I just celebrate you and the work that you do and your willingness to help people step into that potential and move forward in a positive way. So it's perfect. Love it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I know that you've prepared some beautiful content and information for us. And I'm really excited to get to it. But I also had a few questions. Is it okay if I kind of weave some of that in too? Okay. I just asked permission because I don't want to throw anyone. Yeah, surprise. Guess what? So perfect. So I was thinking about energy and some of the work that you do may be a new space for people, that they're not familiar with what energy work is, clearing, ancestor things like that just may be a new space. So I was wondering if you could just build a bridge for us a little bit, if that's something new to us, to help us understand a little bit more of what that is and why it's important for us to get support in those areas and utilize some of the tools and expertise that you have.
Interesting. I just wrote an article. I finished it last night for the Inner Voice magazine. It comes out in March with exactly like that answer.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
But do you ever hear like people will say, you're just like your mother. And then they'll give you why. And it's like, not me. But if a person looks really deeply, oh my gosh, I am really defensive. I am really aggressive. I am really, name your list of options that we don't realize we are exactly. A friend gave me this and I'm just like holding it. We're really unconscious about, but we're living those patterns out. Or someone will say, you remind me of your great aunt or your grandmother, your grandfather. He was so inventive and so passionate and so off the mainstream, and he was really into nutrition. But then there's that other grandmother who was into candy. And it's like noticing the connections beyond behaviors, also the belief systems and the perceptions of we see about ourselves and others. There's so much potency and manipulation inside of us that's going on. So we're living out their thoughts, their dreams, their emotions. And someone will say, how do you feel? I don't know. I can't find it. And I don't know why, but it's because we're so fed with all this information in our field. And everything is energy. And the energy is outside of us and inside of us, and it's informing. And we're responding to the information, whether we're talking or not. And it affects our thinking, our feeling, and on and on and on. I could talk for hours.
But I love it that all of this is affecting us, and it's showing up in our heart, it's showing up in our life. And I think we have all heard that, where somebody says, oh, you're just like so-and-so, and we'll have a response. I know people would say that about my dad, that, oh, you're just like that. And I would be very clear to explain how I was not like my dad, who I love and admire, but I am different. And I remember my dad telling me, Rebecca, for two different people, we're an awful lot alike compared to others that are not us. And somehow I could accept that a little bit more. But I remember so often trying to figure out where I started and stopped, and getting clarity on who I was and what I like and what I don't like, and who am I, and what are those limits or boundaries or whatever for me, that it can get lost. Plus what outside forces are saying or putting on us, or what we're taking on and accepting, that's a lot to sort through. So if someone's finding, wow, I don't know where I start and stop, or I don't know how I feel about something, what is me versus my friends versus whatever, how do we start to unpack that?
Come to me. Have a session. Join my classes. There's a lot of people have their own way or their own processes for supporting people. And I don't know why, but I have these capacities to help people go inside and connect with those origins of thoughts and beliefs and experiences that they're living out, and have dialogue, have communication with the origins, the grandmother, the grandfather, the other dimensional being, and make a shift, create resolution and make a shift in that relationship. So it's not one of these push-pulls and my life. No, it's my life. So there's an honoring, a letting go. And then this person, you, me, we can live as our truer selves, and they're free to go on to higher realms. They don't have to be tied in trying to live out their unresolved issues, emotions, and so forth through us. Beautiful. So it's energy healing.
Yep. No, thank you. That's helpful, because I just feel like it might be something that's new to some of our viewers and understanding, or it could be just they're trying to visualize. And so I think this is really helpful to talk through some of that, and how it can show up and what it can feel like, and how they can kind of clear and find more of who they are. So it's perfect. Anything you'd like to add to that?
Well, I've got a story. So there was a grandmother, and she was very lonely, and she found solace in reading movie magazines and so on and so forth, and had a dream and imagination that she would become a movie star. But she was very depleted because that never happened. And she was very resentful and angry. And she unconsciously took it out on her family and her friends and so on and so forth till the day she died. Well, that anger and resentment lost, the meaning of it originally lost, has been playing out through the family. Looking at the family line, you can see it in the next daughter and the next daughter and the next daughter in different ways. But it's that anger, that resentment that leaks out in ways that are undefinable, but it's just alive, and a deep sorrow, an underlying sorrow. So we go in, we access the great grandmother, the grandmother, we find out what needs to happen with respect and honor and love, and then separate the energies of all the lineages for them to be free to find their own source. And then that anger and resentment doesn't have to live out in that sorrow. That person has more authentic access to themselves. You can feel it. The client, often I hear people go, I feel more me
Mm.
after a session. Does that make any sense?
That makes a lot of sense. So it even sounds like, is this also generational healing? Is that another
Yeah.
term that would tie into that, and what an impact it can make for that person as well as future generations, because it's not continuing to be passed on. So that's really powerful. Mm-hmm.
And this relates to your topic. Spring forward. Why are we not able to spring forward sometimes? Why do we lose our stamina or our surge? Because we're tying into those ancestral genealogical patterns of, well, I can't be successful, so therefore I'll lose steam. I can't do this because, but when we honor their story and disentangle from it, then we access our true spirit, our true drive, our true future. Beautiful. And we're much more capable of living out what's true for us. That's current.
Yep. I love that. I love that. So just want to take a moment for our listeners and viewers to process some of what you've shared and really think about, are there things like that you feel are happening in your life, or you're witnessing some of that, or you've been told that? I mean, that just feeling in, no judgment, no criticism, no, nothing there, but let's feel in, let's see if there's something there that isn't yours, truly. That you are wanting to release or disentangle. It's great to pull some of that awareness and feel in. We have an amazing expert that can help you process and release and move forward. But it's good to kind of see, because maybe that is some of what has you feeling root bound, as my dad would say. You're root bound and you're not able to grow and expand and move forward in the way that you're made. So I'm curious, is there a tip or piece of advice you would give as someone's feeling into this to help them evaluate that and to help them spring forward?
Sure. I've got 3 gifts offered.
Fabulous.
Meditation. Perfect. And they're like having a personal session with me, only you're doing it on your own. And they guide a person into their heart space. And that sacred heart space, it infuses them with their own love. And it's like a marinade. And as you marinate in that for a little while, then you can call in your ancestors, your younger self, and have a dialogue and hear and sense and feel their wisdom that you probably couldn't access before. And it leads you through a process to actually disentangle. So you're more powerful.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so what's the best way for us to get this gift?
BeverlyBrunelle.com//meditations.
Beautiful. Do you mind saying it one more time? I like that you acted out too. It's great. I love
it's
that.
It's in the wrong direction.
I was with you though. I followed. So do you mind saying it one more time?
BeverlyBrunelle.com/. And if you go to BeverlyBrunelle.com, there's all kinds of stuff right on the front page that you can access it to.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for making it available in so many different ways and for sharing today. I just deeply appreciate it. And I love the grandmother energy that seems to be weaving throughout all of our time together today. Yes, and I think that's really beautiful too. Yeah. So thank you. Any final tip or thought that you want to share with our viewers today?
The light that is in your heart is meant to glow and grow. And if you welcome that happening with every breath that comes through you and let it fill you, it's a beautiful marinade to become present no matter what is going on. And it's a doorway to the richness of your being coming through you in whatever way it's meant to be.
I love that. Thank you. Our hearts are meant to glow and grow. And I can just feel that beautiful energy. Thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Rebecca.